Hello everyone, welcome to the Plagues of the RoundTable. I am Plague Jester Sky, your host. This is Mr. Daddy Butter, who is famous
Hello.
for Yeehaw Skyrim.
Yeehaw
And
Skyrim.
that's what we're playing today with Fuzzy, who is famous for ball pits. Is that better? Is that a better intro? Is that better?
Yeah,
Huh?
that works.
Exactly.
We're all here.
Fantastic.
We're introed.
So,
Wouldn't I do not consent be better?
well, yeah, actually, I'm gonna steal that for next time. Yeah. The first thing on the list is Cum Dungeons, so we're just gonna jump right into that. Remember that, Fuzzy?
Yeah,
Cum Dungeons.
Since that date on 1/29/21, we have actually completed Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 using the Cum Dungeons.
Red Dead 2 online.
So I actually didn't read that article,
Yeah,
but
it's just the online only, which was essentially useless.
Wait, so it was part? Is it part of Bloodborne, or is it a separate game? What was it?
I want Fuzzy to explain it because I don't understand it.
Okay, so we're talking about the Cum Dungeon, right?
Yes.
Give me a second, honey. We're talking about gaming. Anyways, so in Bloodborne, there's these things called Chalice Dungeons.
Yeah, I remember the Chalice Dungeons.
Effectively, what they are special places where you can go to get better gems, which effectively or directly affect your damage output. Now, the thing is soul farming was always an issue in Bloodborne. So when modded dungeons started coming out and the community realized, wait, we have all these fancy ass modded things now. What we need a way of soul farming. So effectively, it was then somebody then made a dungeon specifically for just getting excessive amounts of souls super fast.
Okay. And where does the cum come in?
That's just the name of the dungeon's glyph. Effectively, how you find the dungeon.
Someone named it that.
Okay.
The glyph's name is literally CUMMMFPK. Also, I got stuck.
That's just the name you type in to get the dungeon.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with actual cum. It's just that's the word you type in to get it.
Are we stuck in a tree? There we go.
You're stuck in a tree. Nice.
Scott, set a waypoint real quick, just so we all go to the same place.
Okay, sure. How about the highest point? We can all go to Mount Hagen. Cold close. Fuzzy, good luck. You had a Nintendo 64 or NES or anything that had Star Fox on it.
Yeah, I played Star Fox 64 growing up.
In the next topic, at around 39:47 of the interview in that tweet, Adam Conover said College Humor was working with Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo on a fantastic Mr. Fox style Star Fox claymation project, but it was cancelled after word leaked of an action Netflix Zelda series. Had to make sure I got that right.
I don't know if I want TV and or movies about these properties. Do people want a Zelda movie?
I don't.
I think it's just gonna piss people
Link.
off.
I want Link to talk. I very much think if you want to tell any kind of fucking emotional story, you can't have two silent protagonists.
Yeah. So apparently they talk about why Link is quiet in Breath of the Wild, but I haven't played the game about it.
I'm just trying to think about video games that have translated into movies. Has that ever happened?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil made some movies. There was a Final Fantasy movie 20 years ago.
Let's not talk about the Sonic movie.
Oh, right. The Sonic movie. Jesus, that was like slapping me right in the face. I forgot all about
that
that.
was like in 2017.
No, dude,
Yeah.
I think it was like last year.
Also, hold on.
No,
Pokemon.
what? No.
Right.
Hang on.
Pokemon.
Was it?
Detective Pikachu was a good movie.
That one was good, but
I enjoyed
how
that.
much? Hang on. How much of that was the Pokemon property, and how much of that was just Ryan Reynolds is amazing?
Oh, it was definitely a lot of both. Definitely a lot of both.
Yeah. Well, not even Detective Pikachu, but like Pokemon movies too. Like,
yeah, Sonic the movie was last
there
year.
has been some stinker Pokemon movies.
I mean, there are a couple bad ones, but I mean, the older ones.
First three, like the Entei, the Lugia, and the original with Mewtwo, are all. I still fucking can't watch the third one.
I guess not.
Or
I loved Detective Pikachu though. I thought it was just like a really fun world to see, like a real life. I liked the live action element of it a lot, and I would like them to tell more stories like in that style. Also, like Charizard looked badass. Like it was like when they have that fight in the arena with all the drugs. Like it was great. Dark.
The fight in the arena with all the drugs.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
But like it was a good scene, and like the idea that there's all these little Squirtles running around as like the fire department, like that's cute as fuck. I want to see more of that. I would like a Pokemon property that doesn't have to be PG. Like just give me like a little more.
Oh
like a
my
PG-13.
god, man! I want a R-rated Pokemon movie. Let me say fuck and shoot a guy. Let Team Rocket shoot fucking ass in the face.
Nobody swears in Pokemon. Like there's not one swear word in the canon of Pokemon, you know? So you have to, I would keep it in there, but I want to see a world where like more serious stories are told. Or like you ever see the yeah,
go on a massive Pokemon journey at 10 years old, and not because it's your destiny, but because you don't want to listen to your parents argue. Is that the kind of serious story you're talking about?
I mean, is the subtext of Pokemon not that there was a massive war that killed all of the adult men and you have no father and you're out in the world like trying to...
Except for like Ruby, maybe.
You know, it's actually interesting is there is actually some sort of history of war in Pokemon.
Yeah, Lieutenant Surge is like a guy who just like got off the battlefield and he's got like PTSD. What is this? What was that? What's going on there?
It's toxic.
That toxic moonshine? Yeah. Ooh. A little caustic gas.
That's what I thought it was. I thought I was seeing shit.
It was scarier than caustic gas.
Yeah, it hurt us more.
Since we're on the topic of video games turned to movies, can we talk about Silent Hill?
I never saw that.
You never saw any of the Silent Hill movies?
No, I played the original Silent Hill video game.
I've never played or watched anything related to them. But I will say I was very disappointed PT got canceled. That looked like it would. PT was a demo, which is now, I believe, one of the rarest PS4 games ever, because Konami restricted the license and rescinded it, meaning the only people that have it are the people that have it on their PS4s currently.
And like once it's off your PS4, you can't get rid of it.
When this shit happened back in 2014, I think, 2015, people were selling their PlayStations, not based off of PlayStations, but
it has a copy of it.
Exactly.
On there, yeah. Imagine having a PlayStation that you just kept like unplugged from the internet just to run this one thing. I used to do that to my computer all the time.
It was worth it, dude. PT changed the game with how people looked at modern horror. I swear it did.
It's a player.
It's fine. Just go. Wait, is he attacking us?
No, Cold killed him.
Oh, now he's going to.
You want me to ride?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great, because I'm trying to look at the Discord as well.
Yeah, like I was like, you're on my horse, though. That was what was frustrating. Oh, Cold.
Yeah, psychopath. Anyway, the next item is probably something I really want to talk more about. Like,
Yeah,
I
what
want to
is
make
it?
a dedicated video to this eventually.
What do you got?
Y'all ever play the Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War games?
Yeah, I played Shadow of Mordor.
Good. Then I'm gonna use that game. What about you, Fuzzy? I
What?
hear that bong hit.
Did
What?
you ever play any of the
Shadow
Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War, Lord of the Ring games came out recently.
No, I
Okay.
have not. No.
Well, to briefly explain it, there is this system called the Nemesis System. It's the entire thing that makes these games unique.
Okay.
It's the person who it just highlights the person who killed you, right?
Yeah, but
It's like
before that
revenge.
game, as far as I know, it hadn't been done like this. This was what changed how people implement enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those enemies. And like that's how you like controlled an area. You like had to take out the like top enemy of the area and then
yeah, you systematically go up the ladder, and if you die to, say, the third rung of that ladder, it reshuffles the whole deck, and that third then goes to fifth, and the fifth is dead, the fourth is now third, the first killed second. Just you get the point.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember how
They
this game
patented that entire process.
Oh wow. Okay.
No one else can use it. That's a bad thing. It's a very bad thing. I hate that they are allowed to do this.
Patented. What is the patent for?
Hang on, I'm pulling up this article because I want to talk more about this. Open link. There we go. Brief side note while we pull this up. Back in like 1970, 1980, 90, somewhere around there. There was a patent for loading screens. Mobile, I mean not mobile, gaming on loading screens. Instead of just a loading screen, you'd be able to play like Space Invaders or some fucking old shit like that.
Or like the dinosaur
Namco, I'm pretty sure. Yes, you'd be able to play something like that in a loading screen.
Oh, tie me up, Daddy. Oh,
Namco patented the ability to do that. Only they could do it, and they never did anything with it. They just, this is ours. You can't use it. And so we've lost 30 years of potential innovation there.
But people have been. Wait, I still don't understand. There are games during loading screens.
Like, guys, let's go sledding.
Not to this.
Guys,
no.
Go sledding. Guys,
no.
We can go sledding.
Okay, Fuzzy. Shh. Game is background.
Yeah, but sledding.
All right. So,
seriously, thank you.
So I guess like trying to think of what game is loading screen. Like why? Like there's a game in the 404 window of Google Chrome. I don't understand what
no,
is.
that's different.
Yeah, the dinosaur game.
That's different. I'm talking like. Hang on. Namco patent loading screens.
I do not believe that Falk told me. But whatever.
In 1998, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office issued patent, I'm not reading that number, on a method for avoiding unnecessary wastage of time in video games. What's transpired in the 17 years, this was written in 2015, in the 17 years since then, it can basically be described as an unnecessary wastage of time. Namco's patent covers auxiliary games that a player can enjoy while the main game is loading. The patent expired on November 27th, which has generated a lot of excitement in the gaming world, and even inspired.
It's ultimately a pretty weird patent when you think about it.
It is, but it made people scared to do it.
And can you
because
and did it have a quote there as to what the patent was? It was auxiliary games
auxiliary
for
games
for what?
that
How odd.
player can enjoy while the main game is loading.
Okay, that's
So-
literally what it says there.
That's
That's
what this
literally
article
is there,
says. I don't
does
know
it
if
quote,
that's
does it quote the patent though?
auxiliary games is in.
Yeah, I guess like isn't
Quotes.
like
Wonder if I can click on the patent.
you know, the arcade game in Stardew Valley in the bar, like is that not
Is
an
it actually-
auxiliary game?
No, because that's not in a loading screen. Hang on. Recording medium, method of loading games, program, code, means, and code in games machines. Abstract. A recording medium, a method of loading games, program, code. This is broken English, I swear to God. And a
It's okay,
games
it's
machine is
legalese.
provided.
Yeah.
The recording medium has a program code relating to an auxiliary game and a program code relating to a main game. The size of the auxiliary game program code is small compared to the size of the main game code, and the
I understand.
relationship.
Yeah. It's literally describing a game over a loading screen. I get it.
Sure.
That's insane. That's such a specific patent. That's such
Yeah.
a specific thing to prevent people from doing, and then to not really use it.
Oh, later on it says unnecessary wastage of time can be prevented by first loading the smaller auxiliary game program into the games machine before the main game is loaded, then loading the
Yeah.
main game program after. So this
Yeah,
is specifically targeting loading screen. The only loading screens I can think of that even remotely come close to being games is Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
Yeah, what did that have again? I remember that. I was
That
trying
was
to
like
remember what that had.
2002, I'm going to say.
But I was trying to remember what it had because
You spun the sticks and more of those little green men appeared. That's literally it. That's the only thing I can think of that has anything like this. When 30 years ago, you could play this in that while the game is loading. Think of what those 30 years could have been accomplished if people could have just done that.
I mean,
So, to wrap this
it
back
also,
around to the
it also
Nemesis
could have been
system,
like a very easily like it could have been a commercial or something, you know, like this dead time is dead time, but
so I'm gonna
they
read
got-
the
they-
IGN article.
mhm.
WB Games Nemesis System patent was approved this week after multiple attempts. WB Interactive, publishers of have finally managed to secure a patent for this.
Yeah, for the
they
way
issued the
enemies
notice
appear
on
and
that.
work in those Lord of the Ring games.
Filed as Nemesis characters, Nemesis forts, social vendettas, and followers in computer games. Effectively codifies? What?
Yeah, codifies.
Thank you. The functions of Monolith's Nemesis system and the sum of its parts as the property of WB. While the language
Okay.
of the application is fairly obtuse, as most patent claims tend to be, the short version of that. The patent covers a system featuring procedurally generated NPCs that exist in a hierarchy and interact with and will remember the actions of players, have their appearance, behavior altered by players, and whose player in that hierarchy can change and affect, etc. We explained this earlier.
I
It
got it.
basically
Okay.
makes that only available in their games.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
essentially-
something
they're patenting
just
an
them
AI,
can think of.
but they're
but it's
essentially
not-
patenting a game mechanic. I'm sure there are plenty of other
But
games that have patented mechanics that are
that's
specific
like
to them.
patenting the color blue, though.
I mean,
Anyone can
okay,
be
hold
able
on.
should be able to translate
No.
that
Okay,
into
hold
their
on.
fucking
Hold on, colors can be patented.
exactly.
Wow.
That's dumb.
Well, people got to create the color. Someone comes up with the color. You know,
How do you?
I don't
come up
know.
with a
Just
color?
they come up with new colors all the time. Like scientists do it.
Okay, fine. Colors was a bad. I just said something. Anyway,
Look, I don't think this is as bad of
Like a
I guess this sounds like
scientist.
they're patenting the AI of their or they're patenting a game mechanic. Like there's so many games have patented mechanics that are important to them, you know?
But it also tells other people they can't use it.
Yeah, but you could also make your own version of it.
Not if it's too similar.
Yeah, sure. Or you license the patent from them. You got to give WB a little bit of money.
As far as, okay, to take that same scenario back to the Namco patent, no one did that.
Yeah,
Y'all are
I
talking
feel like
legalese out here.
I feel
Why
like
would
it's kind
you
of.
pay money for that when you
I feel
could
like it's
just
kind of
do it?
apples and oranges, though. Like, if I like,
It's still a game mechanic. It's still in the game.
like,
But
all right, yeah, it's still in the game. But what I'm getting at is like, somebody very easily could have patented like the battle pass system, and then all of a sudden, no games would have been able to do that. But like, still, like, if you
it's
had the
an
right
economic
language,
thing, though.
this is the same thing. This is
Exactly. It shouldn't
it's
be able
patenting
to
a
be.
game mechanic to own the way a game works, the way a
Hold
thing
on,
works.
isn't the battle pass system just part of the gacha system?
Thank you.
What I'm saying is someone could have like any
What?
studio could have seen an opportunity to say, well, if you're gonna and written out the legalese saying if you're gonna have this mechanic, this thing where this happens, you win these collectibles, etc., like you are in violation of the patent or like you have a dual currency system or whatever. Like no other game wants to use the mechanics of another game.
But
I'm sure that there are plenty of patents all up and down about how the Assassin's Creed parkour works. I'm sure that
which
they have.
Shadow of Mordor fucking is that same shit. If Ubisoft had patented their fucking wall climbing and shit, Mordor wouldn't exist in its current form. It's more of the fucking hypocrisy here that I don't like. They're saying this is ours while still taking other parts of things.
Yeah, well, if it's not patented, it's really anybody's. Like, if you ever have a good idea and you want to make sure that you keep that good idea, everyone's going to tell you to patent it. Very like.
Who was the guy that made the patent? And after that, I want to know.
Like patents are like thousands of years old. Because people had to be able to own things. You know? You have to be able to prove. It's the same thing with like the NFTs and all this stuff. Like you have to be able to verify ownership of ideas and property. Of intellectual property. That's what patents are.
I don't want to get into NFTs. That's even dumber than patents. That's literally the no. That's a whole nother like can of worms.
Okay, are we doing a podcast or law school here?
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Well, who says I don't want to go to law school?
We both know you won't.
You're right, I won't. The ESA, which is a terrible organization, who recently, like 2 years ago, in 2018, I believe, leaked like everybody who attended E3's info to the public. I just wanted to mention that is planning a digital E3 for 2021.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Their intention is to hold multiple 2-hour keynote sessions from games partners, an awards show, a June 14th preview night, and other smaller streams from game publishers, influencers, and media partners. Why not just do it like? Why do we need an event?
Why not just stream it?
Exactly. Why not just say, hey, this is what we're working on Twitter, and you'll gain the same amount of traction. Trust me, you will. That's just how it works. Unless you're a smaller developer, and then I guess you're fucked. But I guess that's who the big events are for, isn't it?
I mean, the events are there to generate pre-sales. That's literally what they're there for. They like
True. Fair enough.
It's
a marketing event.
It is marketing event for, the most like your highest end properties. It does have some time for like content creators, but that's also a marketing event. Like there's a whole, there's a lot of cottage industries around events like E3, but it obviously shouldn't happen this year. I'm sure it'll go back to normal next year though. I'm sure like this is the last year of that.
That's optimistic. I don't think
a lot of studios were already leaving E3 for their own event. Like PlayStation will do its own event now.
Yeah.
I cleared out this hideout.
I'm setting a waypoint for Tumbleweed. Let's head there. Okay, the next thing on that list is an update from CDPR at 2/9/21, so February 9th, 2021. We're just going to say this is fucked up. They don't deserve this at all, and they were hit with a major cyber attack. Like some shit got leaked, they were ransomed off, and all that shit. That was a while ago. I had actually almost forgotten about it until just now. It got like, I think the source code for Cyberpunk, The Witcher, all of their games is now out there. As
Honestly,
well as
maybe
some internal documents and shit.
That's
what I thought at first.
Cyberpunk.
But then again, that's
They
also
own all the patents to it, so like it'll never see the light of day. Anything that gets made, if they didn't make it. I mean, data security breaches like that are a huge issue. They're going to keep going on.
I'm surprised. How does it happen still? Like,
people.
It's pretty easy.
You know it's gonna happen. So, is there like a piece of paper between them, or I don't understand how.
Yeah,
a huge ass company.
Two-factor authentication. I mean, they keep you keep big games like this. You keep big pieces of digital IP on this on servers, and those servers, if they're hooked up to the internet,
so it's
exposed.
not their fault. It's the server hosters that they were on, or besides the hackers, how could the victims of this have stopped the hackers from getting it?
Who are the victims of this?
I mean,
Project Red.
Yeah, CD. Isn't it?
Okay, well, let's talk about a different cyber attack then. There was a city, I think in California, where somebody hacked into the computer and attempted to effectively poison the water supply by mismanagement of chemicals being added to the water. But one of the workers noticed that, hey, this computer just got fucking hijacked in front of me, and effectively shut down the water flow and all that stuff. So way that the plant they'd be able to fix whatever damage that this hacker would have done,
Yeah, that's actually a thing that's like bad.
But in the case of digitally stored information, that's gonna be
that shit terrifies me.
That's not as easy as just shutting off a water supply. You got to get that hacker out of there, before it's safe.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I guess I want the simplified version of how the fuck do you do that? Once a back door is open, unless you find it, it's always gonna be open.
No, you put in more firewalls, more stoppers. I guess my question is, when I said who the victim was, is it the source code of these games is leaked?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's out there.
That has less value.
No,
outside
I
of,
actually am. I'm
obviously
actually okay with the source code, because that means later on down the road, 20 years from now, we might have like a perfect version of Cyberpunk if some modders want to go to town.
Yeah, every game should leak once. There should be
not literally, but shh. I agree, but shh.
I mean,
but I guess
I would love to see modded Bloodborne.
Yeah, like Bloodborne, hit its 60 FPS patch, I believe, was a result of that, wasn't it, Fuzzy?
Someone leaked it and just fixed it. They were like,
So,
I
if
took
I
a look
recall,
under the hood.
the 60 FPS patch was just for to make it so it could function on PS5.
I remember something went with Bloodborne's car. I just don't remember what it was. I know it had to do with making the game run better.
But it wasn't like user data that was leaked. Like that's when these leaks
I think
have much
some of their
far-reaching
employees
consequences.
and stuff did.
Interesting.
So it wasn't completely like victim free.
I did hear that there were patch notes published about Cyberpunk this week too.
Yeah,
so
I was
that's the most
to
recent.
talk about that.
That's the most recent CDPR news I saw.
Yeah.
I forgot about the hack though.
Yeah, same. So did I. I'm going to jump on over to updates. This
Cyberpunk's getting updates still, eh?
Not this month. Not last month.
They're like literally just like hoping to have another relevant game for Christmas.
I don't know. I think if they want any chance of its online component functioning, they have to fix the base stuff first. Because they had already announced an online part before this was even done. So
what
that tells
me.
I'm pulling it up now.
In a moment. Be back in a moment.
Okay. Addressing the behavior of the police in our game, it should decrease the problem of NPCs and create an impression that it takes some time for the police to arrive at the crime scene after the crime has been reported. We've also added a recon drone unit to create the feeling of a police assessing the situation. What that means is they spawn them further away, but they're still teleporting in. It's not like anything in any of the games you think of when you think wanted level. And I'm still iffy on that. I don't see how you're going to fix that unless you just overhaul the entire thing.
The entire police AI.
I have a clip that is going to eventually go into that intro I'm going to make, where it's a mission I'm on in Cyberpunk near the end. I'm with some guy, it's one of the bandmates. He tells me to get in the car, the cops are coming. I say before I get in the car, I don't think there's going to be any police cars. So I start driving, I pull out, then I get out of the car and thinking, oh yeah, there's not going to be any police cars behind me. There was cops shooting at me. I was genuinely shocked because I was like 50 hours in, 60 hours in at this point. And I had never seen a chase happen that wasn't scripted. This was also scripted. Those two police cars were scripted. But since I got out of the car, they despawned.
Interesting. That's stupid.
And this all happened within like 40 seconds. And I started laughing when I seen them. I got back in the car and they were gone.
Yeah, it just sounds like there's way bigger issues with the AI that would need to be addressed for that game to have a functional. Truly be functional.
They adjusted the steering of the cars, which is cool.
How was the driving in the game? Fine. Not good, not bad, just fine.
Very passable. Like, nowhere near what it could have been, but nowhere near its worst feature. I mean, I had the little problems with it, but I've heard the keyboard and mouse PC experience was hell. So maybe it's better on a controller. I don't know. I'm going to experience that for my first time because V has Cyberpunk, and he's offered to let me play it on PC, and my PC will be able to run Cyberpunk. Thank God. Uh, I think it'll be able to run Cyberpunk. I hope so. It might not like look good. Uh, it'll be a step up from the PlayStation, if nothing else. Anyway, next thing is they added a unstuck feature, which like lets you flip over your car and shit. The next thing is dodge on double tapping can be turned off, and that's
Okay.
all that they've released so far. It said
Wow.
they did say that's not all of it. That's just like some of the highlights,
That's pretty minimal.
but that does seem like the bare minimum.
Yeah,
I'm
Jesus.
like not even mad about it. Sure, keep it coming, but also take the No Man's Sky approach and just stop,
Eventually have a game.
stop, go radio silent, don't fucking say anything. It'll just make it worse. People are gonna dunk on you. They're gonna dunk on you anyway, but it'll just make it worse. Like No Man's Sky's first 3 updates added a little bit, but then they went. The first update was the longest with radio silent. After the third one, they started talking more, and that got a little bit better, and then better and better and better until you get to today, when No Man's Sky is actually a functioning game now. A good functioning game. A tedious functioning game for me. But if
It's
you're
good.
into that shit, good. It's good now. I like the flying. Flying's pretty good. I have it. It's better than it was fucking when it came out. Infinitely.
I
Completely
remember being
different game.
excited about it and
Completely
then
a different game.
not playing it because it was not
If
good.
you can get it for like $20, it's worth that. I feel. Just to
Alright,
see the weird shit.
That's a fair price.
Okay, the next thing up on the port list is where were we? I have to scroll back up. We still have so much stuff to do. Okay, speedrun time. Spider-Man Far From Home. The new Spider-Man shit. Who do you think's gonna be in it?
Oh, the new movie or is
Yeah,
it a game?
no, movie. The the third
Mm,
and Tom Holland's thing.
oh, well, I'm sure it's gonna tie into the things that Marvel's working on right now, like the whole cycle. Actually, maybe not. It's gonna be tangential. There's still one more Thor movie, right? There's one more
Love
Thor
and
movie
Thunder.
that's
Yeah, I think
Love
so.
and Thunder. Yeah, that's on the books. Like we know that that's happening. And then
The Captain America
there's another.
Winter Soldier
Yeah,
guy
the Winter
is
Soldier.
just.
Yeah, but that and WandaVision are gonna probably not touch these movies. I don't think.
Oh no, I completely think they're gonna have some effects, especially Wanda.
You think they're gonna have something to do
The
with
entire world,
the
yeah.
Spider-Man movie? Oh, I just feel like they might be building up to something else that will not be part
Actually,
of
I would say
Spider-Man.
Wanda's end might tie into like the multiverse, which is what I feel they're bringing with the third Spider-Man and the Doctor Strange
Yeah,
movie.
you think we're gonna get a Miles
Yeah,
Morales or like
I completely see them bringing Miles Morales in.
I would like
Specifically,
that.
the same one we have now.
The one from Spideyverse.
Yes, I see them doing that. I completely see them doing
Who
that.
is the person who was that actor? I
Oh
love
god,
that movie.
don't put me on the spot like that. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, but like, I love
He
that
was a
movie.
good actor though.
I like the Spideyverse. I think that was my favorite Spider-Man movie. Is Into the Spider-Verse. I don't dislike Tom Holland, but like, I think Into the
Uh,
Spider-Verse was like legitimately way better than most of them. It just looked great too. I love the way that movie looked.
90% of Into the Spider-Verse, I agree, was like top tier. But the last 10% is reserved for Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is great. The fucking
Mm-hmm.
Tobey Maguire one. That one.
Yeah, I grew up with those
There's
movies.
like iconic scenes in all three of them. The third one is not as bad as everyone says. I swear to God, I will die on that hill. Uh, I wish they would have like made it 4 hours. That is my Justice League. Spider-Man 3, like give me a 4-hour Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, how the fuck is that movie 4 hours long?
Justice League, I don't know, I haven't seen it,
Yeah,
but it's on my list eventually. Uh, I'll see it when I see it. I've heard it's pretty decent,
I
but
heard it's like
also it's
really weird looking,
4
and like parts
hours
of it
long.
are, and that parts of it are clearly just like not finished and looks like garbage.
Anything involving Cyborg, I probably won't like, just based solely off how he looks. He's a human with cybernetic enhancements, not a metal coat rack with a face. Cyborg's like my favorite guy in DC. I love him. He's great. That doesn't look like Cyborg. That looks off.
I don't play anything. I've never gotten into DC. I honestly, since the Christopher Nolan movies, like I haven't cared about
Did
any
you
of
ever
the,
see the Teen Titans, like, Cartoon
the
Network
show.
show?
No.
It's great. Genuinely, like, great. The next thing on that list is Anthem. It's dead. Anthem. Moving on. BioWare to focus on Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and other things. Also, Dragon Age 4 will apparently be only single player. Will feature nothing like that microtransaction bullshit online that was Dragon Age Inquisition's multiplayer. Also, Dragon Age Inquisition could have been so much better, but I don't want to talk about that.
I never played
Uh,
Dragon Age.
Origins is something I want to play on stream so bad. Origins, I'd recommend. Like, just if you like fantasy games, Origins will be right up your alley. 2 is a little bit worse than Origins by quite a lot, but it's still an okay game. I enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
it. Anders is great. He's also an asshole. 3, you've completely lost what made Dragon Age Origins great. But Solus has the potential to be the best villain in the entire series. Spoilers, sorry, but it's also been like 6 years, so tough shit. If you were gonna play it, you'd have played it by now. Solus is something I want resolved in 4. That's the only thing keeping me even a little bit on the hook.
Who makes
BioWare.
BioWare?
What's the next thing? Anything you want to add to BioWare?
No, I don't play any of those games.
Okay. Stardew Valley got a like physical pen and paper board game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how that is. I'd be like kind of
It
interested in
instantly
playing.
sold out and was instantly on eBay being scalped. Good luck.
Yeah,
Don't buy it from scalpers. Fuck that.
I also just like I'm just kind of interested in how it works. It's really it.
It
Like,
looked a little bit complex. I'm curious myself. I'd love to play it, but I don't know much about it. It looked like it had a lot of pieces. Like each individual character, each individual animal, seeds, etc. Tony Hawk is getting a PS5, Xbox One X thing.
I hope they keep
Upgrade.
this remaster going. Like they
The
could
people that
honestly just keep
made
building on it.
this, the one that made the remake, got their studio got shut down, and ate into our next announcement, which is the Diablo remake. I need to find this. Diablo 2 Resurrected.
It's gonna
Goomba
be
is the
huge.
one that turned me to this. He mentioned it and I looked it up, and there's a remake coming for it. It's coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series later this year. Uh, da, 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 da. This isn't specifically gaming, but I really, really, really cared about this. Disney kicked Johnny Depp off of the next Pirates
Pirates of
movie,
the Caribbean movie.
as well as
They should just
the...
probably stop with those movies at this point.
No, I agree, but that's not the point here. He also lost the Harry Potter thing, Grindelwald, I think it was. I don't really care about the movies. That's not the point of this.
Look, I know the thing about his ex-wife, like essentially fabricating these stories that have ruined his career.
Yeah, Amber.
He also, however, I'm sure has other accounts of being a creeper.
As far as I know, everything surrounding.
Everything surrounding.
I think there's more people to support Depp than there is to support her.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
his
that doesn't. I don't think
never
they're
said
both,
a bad word about him.
I don't know if they're both innocent in this context.
What's going on?
I'm talking about Johnny Depp.
Oh. Okay.
I don't need any more Johnny Depp.
I like Johnny Depp.
How dare you?
I just don't need it. I liked him in those roles. I liked those movies. I don't
like
need him anymore.
him
You can have
as
other
an
people
actor.
doing these parts.
But I don't want them to recast this person. Grindelwald, I don't
That's
particularly
worse.
give a
That's
fuck.
worse.
Like
That's worse.
if
Recasting
you,
is worse.
if you recast fucking Jack Sparrow, which is
You
something
could do
I've
a young
heard,
Jack Sparrow. Do a different age Jack Sparrow.
that would be so hard. That is an uphill battle, dude. And that battle is filled with landmines, spears, fucking spike traps, and other shit.
I just don't think we need to make more.
I want more pirates.
those
It
movies.
doesn't have to be Pirates of the Caribbean. I just want more
But
pirate
they
media.
can tell a new story.
Sure.
With
Give us more backstory on the Council of the Pirates in 3. You have an entire room. Give us Jack's dad. Jack's dad looked fucking badass in 3.
or just a separate. You could just tell a separate tangential story,
Sure.
side quest, expansion pack. So just give us a new character.
That's true.
I think that's what
Just
they
keep the
tried
music.
to do in. God, the music is what makes the Pirates movies, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm packing a bowl really quick.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's actually one of my least favorite parts of Kingdom Hearts 2. Fun fact, the loop that they'd use is both off tune, it's off key, off tune, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It also is on a 9-second loop. All you hear is what you just hummed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's terrible. And it grates because this is a 3-4 hour world. And you have to do it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So, terrible music. Music should be a priority. Music sets the entire tone of the game. You can have... Take Kingdom Hearts. Take that kind of action combat. If you put,
The wrong music under it.
take fucking Beethoven, for example. That wouldn't match with the high action, high fucking juggling in the air, 1,000 hit combos of the fucking action games like that. You would want something that suits the flow of the combat, and
Okay, I
it
believe
just
the
doesn't.
game title you're looking for is Devil May Cry.
Those games were insane. I
They
remember those
were
games.
I've
both
never
insane.
I haven't
Devil May
played. I haven't
Cry.
played them in so long.
What? Plague.
I own them all.
Plague.
DJ owns them. I even have 5.
Plague.
The only
Oh,
Devil May
man,
Cry
Devil May
game
Cry.
is the only
Hold
one
on.
I've played is Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry. I had to say it.
The first one?
It's the only one I've. It's the remake.
Oh.
Are you guys still
PNC.
riding a tumbleweed right now?
Oh no, I never moved. I got less. I'm in cinematic mode,
Oh,
idling, in a very like cinematic pose. My
I've
character
been, like,
looks like she's about to fucking die.
I've been on the roof of the building in tumbleweed, just shooting lawmen the whole time, assuming somebody was gonna come at some point.
Any of y'all played the original Vampire the Masquerade?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a vampire game. I'm really interested in it. I'm probably gonna play it eventually with the second one is coming out eventually. But it will miss its launch this year, and the devs behind it are being replaced as lead devs, but will stay on as smaller, like non-lead devs, as far as I know. They're being replaced by a different studio.
Mm-hmm.
Risky move.
At what point do we consider like the people that make these games are artists?
They are artists. Well, I think it depends. There are artists within the teams that make these games.
Would you
Some
not
of them
consider code and all of that, like back-end stuff, to be just as important as the visual side?
Yeah, but there's a difference between an artist and a programmer. Like, it takes a different set of skills to look
But
at.
is that not still art? Can
I guess you could make art out of code, but
Yeah, I think
like
there's. I
that
think there's a
kind of
difference
goes back
between
to the Nemesis
art
system
versus
thing.
art versus like functionality.
That's why I'm
Like-
so frustrated about that. Is that's impeding art. It's telling if you want to have this kind of system, either pay me or do something else. That's how I look
Yeah,
at
but like
look at that.
Look,
It's-
I'm not saying. Look, I'm looking at this game, looking at Red Dead right now as we walk around it. An artist is the one who comes in and has the best understanding of like how the light should fall on the area and how how a shader should work, what a texture should look like. That's different. That's fundamentally different than the person who's like
Okay,
doing
the
programming
animators
for the
then.
mechanic. Yeah, that's like that's where they meet. It's like where the two things come together.
So would you consider all three of the things you just listed as the artist, or would you consider just the animator? What is it?
No, there's a difference between an. No, there's a difference between an.
But you're
Like,
still
look at
the
the
final
credits. Like
product.
look at the credits. Look at the
is the
credits for the
art.
game, man. Like if you look at the credits for the game, there are people who are clearly marked as artists versus people who are clearly marked as programmers and people who are marked as animators.
But my point
they're
is,
like-
it's a team effort, and
Yeah,
the final product is the art, not the steps to get there to make it.
yeah. But like
Like,
a movie
take the
is
Mona Lisa, for example. You wouldn't say that's like Leonardo da Vinci's, and the guy that supplied his paint, and the guy that supplied his,
Yeah,
etc.
because Leonardo painted the whole thing.
Exactly.
But like
But
there
okay,
are-
once
there
again,
are
kind of a
200
terrible metaphor.
there are 2,000
hold
people
on.
who make this game.
So, are you considering the company themselves? Like, say, like in the case of Dark Souls, FromSoft would be the artist in that sense.
Say
I
that
think
again
the
one more time,
director
please.
is the artist.
So let's say Dark Souls. In the sense of what you're saying, FromSoft would be the artist, even though they're the company.
No, I'm arguing every single one of the people that worked on a game should be considered
Well, yeah, but
some
that's the
kind
thing
of an
is-
artist, because they're
is-
making art
This is
as a
this
final
is
product.
team effort. this is a team effort type of thing. Like these are full studios of people
Yeah.
working. Like
I would even
it
consider
takes-
the team behind it, like the studio. Sure,
Look, there's a
they're not
difference
really
between
doing anything, like the higher
there's
ups,
a difference between
like in
What?
management.
creative input and
What?
crafts. Like think about this. Like
it's a team
a
effort.
movie has 1,000 people that work on it. Major motion picture. They're not all artists. Some of them are just people who are driving. Some of them are just people who are feeding people. Some of them are just people who are making sure that the other people are on a calendar and staying on a schedule. Those are the people who make things at this scale happen. There is a handful of people like on From Software, like Bloodborne, for example. I know that there's like at least one or two guys that have a creative control over the whole thing. Then they work with artists and programmers to make the game. They're directed by.
So okay.
They're not all artists.
So hang on. Let's use Kojima and his team. Is that who is the artist there?
He is an artist. He's one of them because he directs the whole thing, right?
Okay, so it's
Like-
his
like-
vision they're putting on the plate.
Yeah, and then he works with other artists, but he uses them almost more as craftsmen. Like an architect designs the house and then hires people who has the skills to build the house. Those people individually may be artists on some level, and they bring artistry.
That's what I'm
They
arguing.
bring
That's what I'm
artistry.
arguing.
They bring artistry to something.
Yes. That's
But
what I'm
there's
arguing.
a difference. Yeah,
But
there's a difference.
You wouldn't
still
look at every individual person that built your house as an artist.
as an artist.
Would
no.
you?
And then at the end of the day, the architect is the one with the credit. Same
Yeah,
thing with the game.
exactly.
Like, the game wins an award, the director and the studio, like or the
Kojima,
producers,
etc.
the people who put up the money, own the
Yeah, I
the
understand.
creative control over it.
Like the entire reason we know Kojima, Todd Howard, fucking the rest of them, etc. Exactly. I'm blanking because I'm on the spot, but that's not the point. The point is, the reason we know those specific people is why. Like, why don't we know the third art designer on the left on the credits?
Because they're often treated mostly as like craftspeople in this context. Like they have artistry, but they are working under direction. Also, like
Daddy's representation and construction makes the most sense of all.
Da Vinci does the same thing, dude. Like although he paints
what I'm asking.
the Mona Lisa, and does a lot of the Sistine Chapel work literally on his back, he has a whole workshop of people who do exactly what he says.
Yeah.
They most of these people are like leaders of studios.
I guess that's
It's
what
like
I'm
a
asking.
scientist is making a
That's
discovery. It's
that's
like
what we're
a
saying.
scientist making the discovery as well. It's like the scientist will take the name for the discovery, even though
Yeah,
they
like
usually
astrology and all
have,
that
like,
stuff. Yeah.
Well, not even astrology.
Astrology.
Just any scientific
Like,
field. Yes.
Not astrology. Fucking the
astrology.
the telescope guys.
Astronomy.
Yeah, I was close.
Yeah.
Astrology,
We're talking about
astronomy.
chemists.
I have a fucking stutter, dude. Stop it.
No, fuck
All right.
you.
All right. What's next? Where we at?
We can talk about the Borderlands movie. We were talking about movies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
earlier.
another video game becoming a movie.
Jack Black is Claptrap. Kevin
Oh, good
Hart
God.
is in it. I don't remember as who, but
Is
I
The
remember
Rock in it? Are we just getting another Jumanji movie?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's another piece of the Jumanji shit. Not Jumanji. I meant Borderlands.
So, are they basing it off the games? Is it just gonna be a 1-to-1, or?
I don't know. I would hope not, because I hope they would tell a different story. I don't want to have that same story told back to me. I've played Borderlands like a million times. I know the story. Tell me a different one.
Yeah.
I don't want it 1-to-1. If you've played Borderlands once, you've played it at least another 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it. It's the only way you play those games.
What?
It's
Over
one of
and
the
over and
reasons,
over again?
exactly, because that's the only thing to do in it is just grind. It's one of the reasons I fucking despise them after the first or two or second playthroughs. I'm just not that kind of
I mean,
I don't like
ironically, I'm quite the opposite. I enjoy games of the grind.
you can
I
definitely
do
see
too,
that.
but
You know,
it has to be for a reason. It's not just, oh, I want a shiny new gun. Ooh, yay.
you definitely see a reason though for all of these studios to be looking at properties that have had a lot of fandom around them. Like people who play Borderlands, millions of people play Borderlands. They love that game.
Yeah.
Like, of course, those people would see a movie. All they have to do with these movies is just like stick the landing. They don't even have to be good movies. Like half the Marvel movies are just pretty bad. They just need to have like enough put to them just to.
I would
stick the
rather
landing and
have
please the
less movies like that and more like unique takes on it. Like, do you realize just how much of a killer franchise Resident Evil would be as a movie? That is an actual horror movie and not that other bullshit. Don't even talk to me.
I mean, also imagine like a movie where like, oh man, we have to get to the trap door. It's under the fountain, but I have to get the key to the room to hit the
Make
water
it a
pump to
giant
drain the
fetch
fountain.
quest. Sure. Make each stop
Oh my
interesting, and you could set it in a single house. I guarantee you.
Actually, have you ever seen 12 Angry Men? Out of curiosity.
12 Angry Men?
Yes.
I've heard of it, and also for some reason my mind heard 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis.
Okay, Flag. But anyways, effectively, it's a movie about a court case, about a book.
Oh,
that was
yes.
basically simulating a court case, and the entire filming takes place in literally one room with 12 actors.
Yeah, I remember that.
They go through the whole
And they
process of
yeah,
figuring out whether or not
it's-
this guy committed a
Yes.
stabbing.
Yes, effectively, yeah.
And everybody's like an
It's like
archetype.
that.
Like there's this kind of guy and that kind of guy and this person. There's the racist. There's the feeble
There's the
one.
racist.
Feeble one. Yeah.
There's always a racist.
Anyways,
The next topic is March's PlayStation Plus games. As well as games that in 4 days, or whenever I upload this, it's the 25th of March this year, 2021. You're getting Final Fantasy Remake, Remnant from the Ashes, which just that right there is worth your $60 that you would pay in a year if you don't get like a deal, like $40, which is what I do. That is worth it by itself. But you also get, without the PlayStation Plus this month, Subnautica, Abzu, Enter the Gungeon, and Horizon Zero Dawn. With all of its DLC.
So
Subnautica.
Subnautica is going to be a PlayStation Plus game next month?
For
Wow.
free. No. In 4 days. For
In
free.
4 days. Yeah,
No,
but
no subscription. No
In
PlayStation
April.
Plus. Free to own. 4 days. 25th.
oh wow,
Okay.
Free to own.
that's great. That means
You
that
claim
means that
it,
there's
it's
going to
yours.
be that means there's going to be another like million people playing Subnautica, which is great.
Effectively.
Yeah. That's also
That's-
a huge advertising campaign for May. For free,
Yeah, for
basically.
I mean-
Sub-Zero.
That's actually something interesting. Is on the Nintendo Switch, a lot of gaming companies have actually been doing weird things where like they either give their game away, or they'll sell their game for literally a penny. And it's weird, but doing that is actually
Shit,
a decent
wrong thing.
marketing strategy for older games because it gives them some relevance again. Be like, hey, great deal, and actually
Yeah.
generate some revenue off of them.
Do you
Yeah,
realize how
absolutely.
many people would rebuy the original, like, 20 Mario games? Like, Mario 1,
Every
2,
time they
3,
release.
World, 64, etc. And also,
I just
speaking of Mario and March, on the 31st of this month, Mario's gonna fucking die because Nintendo is taking the digital versions of 3 games. I don't remember the 3 games, but the point is they're all Mario games and it's all on a re-release. They are limiting the sale of digital items. After the 31st, it's Mario Sunshine. I know Sunshine's one of them. 64, I believe, is another, and World. Hang on, I need to Google this. Wait,
I
I
would
don't
guess
get it right.
Galaxy, because Galaxy is part of that is the main part of that trio.
Mario, March 31. Super Mario 3D All Stars. Da, 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 da. I'm trying to pull it up really fast. It's Super Mario 3D All Stars, Sunshine, and what's the last one? Galaxy. Yes, it's 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, as well as 3D All Stars.
And they're getting rid of the digital copies of those?
Yes. Super Mario 3D All Stars leaves Nintendo eShop on March 31st. If you've had your eye on the All Stars collection, this reminder is for you. Please note that the digital version will be leaving the Nintendo eShop on the 31st of March. With this collection, you can play 3 of Mario's... This limited time collection was released last year as part of the Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary.
Wow, 35
so,
years.
Why the fuck are they limiting it? That's dumb.
I guess it might be from complaints of the fact that the Switch has basically no storage space without getting extra parts.
If you don't buy a fucking SD card, you have only yourself to blame. Storage is absurdly cheap. I just found a 5 tera. Yes, that's how their entire thing is based. It's a micro SD card, I believe.
Yeah.
I found a 5 terabyte external hard drive for like $100.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's not an SD card.
No, I'm just talking about storage in general. 5 terabytes for $100.
Yeah.
That's insane. I have 2 terabytes on my PS4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch is also like they sell it as a different system than PS4 or Xbox do.
But they're also stopping the physical production of it. Which I can yes.
Oh,
After the 31st, you will not be able to buy this game new.
Huh.
And it's digital.
Weird. Yeah, I bought the
that's just fucking dumb. Like, you're limiting your money when... What if I bought a Switch today and it wouldn't be here until a month from now? And I want to play this game a month from now. I'd either have to buy it from I mean, you're getting your someone else.
Tomorrow, right?
No, that's not the point.
I know, I'm joking.
Fuck. I don't know what I was saying.
I mean, I don't really...
we were talking about wanting to play, about how annoying it'd be if you wanted to play an older game like that and it wasn't available.
I don't really care too much, like...
It's just the fact that it's artificial scarcity. That's the word I was looking for.
But they have to... But artificial scarcity is, like, an important marketing... Is an important part of how things like games sell.
For, like, limited run games, sure. I'll give you that. But for Nintendo, the people that are already being scalped to existence, to non-existence. Anyone remember Amiibos? Anyone remember Animal Crossing cards? Anyone remember Animal Crossing? Anyone remember any of the Pokemon games? Sword and Shield? Okay. Any of those games? Zelda? Every single one of them, as soon as they came out, gone instantly. Instantly on eBay. That has nothing to do with this. And please stop.
What do you mean?
Just stop. I'm trying to be serious.
Stop what?
Serious.
I mean, look, artificial scarcity is an important thing. Like Disney did that with their movies forever. Unless you're willing to pay for something multiple times or all the time, like places are just... Look, if you already own it, you already own it. You can't always be selling it. They don't always have to be selling something.
Digitally, yes, you literally can. It literally costs you nothing to always be selling it.
But like
physically,
then
I'm
it loses
fine
value.
with them stopping that. But the value's not going to you either way.
It's an
If
old game too, right? Like it's a game that's not even on.
Collection of them. It wasn't on. I don't know. What?
But like it's a game that what was the original console it was on or platform it was on?
64 was like 35 years ago, 30 years ago.
Old, yeah.
Sunshine was on the GameCube, and Galaxy was on the Wii.
Yeah, it's just like it also costs money to continue to support those things.
But it's all on the Switch now. A console that has a digital library accessible shop that will literally cost you nothing.
I guess my question is why are they porting it over to this new system and then cutting the support for it? Why go through that
That's
much
what I'm
effort?
getting at. Like, either support it all the way.
Maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe there's not enough people buying it.
Horse shit. It's Mario. Horse shit.
Yeah, but it costs money to port the older the game, like...
Okay, you're making my point for me.
The issue is they don't have to. We have an entire community of people that are already making ports of older games like that.
Oh, don't get me started on Nintendo and their fucking...
Hold on.
Shutting down fan projects and shit. I was excited for fucking...
Oh yeah, AM2R. Fucking, yeah. I know.
The fucking Pokemon, like... No.
Yes.
It was green.
But
Something
anyways,
green. I forget. Anyway, yeah, continue. Sorry.
They have an entire community of modders that are operating without copyright. That legally Nintendo could at any point come in and be like, "Hey, we're taking
cease and
this."
desist.
Yeah, it's about controlling your IP. That's the whole thing. You control when it gets distributed. You control when it gets published.
Exactly. But at any point, Nintendo can quite literally be like, "Oh, you made a port of this for us. How convenient."
Literally, that's what Sega's doing.
You might be surprised
Sonic
at,
Mania,
like...
I believe, was a completely
Yeah.
fan.
It was,
Wasn't it?
Actually, yeah. Yes, actually.
Sega just said, yes, we approve. Sell it.
Yeah. Sega actually embraces their community.
I like that Sega does that. That's fucking great.
Sorry for the legalese. No, they don't just say, yes, we accept, sell it. Like, they have to make sure you have to... Like Nintendo very well might not actually own every piece of these games, despite the fact that they're Mario. Like, there might be parts of them that are contractually obligated to only go on sale.
Sure.
It's like literally how the Disney movies worked for years.
Had issues on Steam very recently, like a year ago, because the licensing for some of the music on the radio ran out.
Yeah, it went out, exactly. And all of a sudden you're like...
Isn't this the exact reason Kingdom Hearts struggles?
What do you mean?
Kingdom Hearts... All these weird-ass copyright issues.
No, Kingdom Hearts is just Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts has like 30 games, and you have to play all of them in order to understand it. Or at least watch the cutscenes. And I'm not kidding. You can laugh, but I'm not kidding. If you want to talk about Kingdom Hearts, get me started. I'll talk about it.
No, we don't need to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. There's, like... I need to get V in here. One of these days.
I am excited about, back to the initial point. I am very excited to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake for free. I would have paid $60. I was going to pay $60 for that game a year ago. I was like, oh, lockdown? Fuck, might be the perfect time for me to play this game. Yeah, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I just haven't.
You need to claim it, if nothing else.
Yeah, you just claim it.
Yeah, I know.
Do that after this.
It's available right now. I keep forgetting about the March games. Like
it is a big download. It was like 90 gigs.
Oh, no, a terabyte.
It also does not get you the PS5 upgrade. You will not be able to.
Yeah, but I'm less concerned about getting a PS5 upgrade as I am about getting the next game.
I'm just saying. But the DLC for it is exclusively for the PS5.
What the fuck?
Yuffie DLC. Exclusively for PS5 as far as I know. It is not coming to PS4.
Okay, that's annoying.
Yeah. Did I mention that the person that is now in charge of Final Fantasy VII also makes Kingdom Hearts?
Interesting. Not surprised.
That makes sense, though.
And I can totally see, actually, it's going to happen. I'm calling it now. Final Fantasy VII will have at least 3 or 4 more parts. Minimum.
Yeah, at least 3 or 4 more parts. And I care less about the
I would go as high as 10, honestly.
Hmm.
Because I can see them. They took Midgar, which is what I've never played Final Fantasy VII. I've played the demo of the remake. I've heard Midgard is like Midgard, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Is like the first hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours of the game, something like that. And they turned that into 60.
They what?
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake is just Midgar. You never leave Mid.
Yeah, it's the first disc.
It's literally just
First
the
disc.
Yeah, of like a 4-disc game.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. I played a 3-disc game before.
And it's 60 hours now. Whereas back then, it was very, very not 60 hours. 60 hours was like 3 playthroughs of that game.
I was... Oh, what? Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 was easily a 4... Those were all at least 40 to 50-hour games.
I never
If
played
I recall, Final Fantasy, that
I
was
played
the time
10.
frame where RPG started going along the basic formula of 120-hour games of content.
Yeah, I mean, like, Final Fantasy X
Wait.
was a full 80-hour game.
Yeah, there's actually, like...
10?
It's weird, but...
Yeah, you could probably beat it in 40, but, like, it was about an 80-hour game.
I swear it only took me, like, 20 to 30. I remember beating it to get through 10, yeah. I played that game a lot. I liked it.
I think my quickest playthrough, but without any blitzball, was
Blitzball was great.
Was probably
I wish Blitzball was a real sport. I wish Blitzball was a real sport. I can't swim, but that'd be really cool. God, I can't wait.
No, they shot my horse. These assholes.
I'm so excited for it to eventually become a thing.
The first one I ever played was Final Fantasy VIII, and that was I easily put in 120 hours into my playthrough of that game.
Can I bring up Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles real quick?
Yeah. I'm just excited to play a Final Fantasy game, which is why I'm excited for the 7 remake.
Speaking of which, I would absolutely love a remake of Crystal Chronicles where you can actually do online multiplayer. That would be fucking amazing.
Was the most recent one 15? The one with the...
Yeah, there was one with like the 4 guys driving around the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
The edgy people.
I played that one. I got like...
I thought you don't like JRPGs.
I fucking hate them. If they have turn-based combat, I hate them. 15 doesn't. 15 has action. 15 is real time. But I still fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy 14 was the MMO, if I recall.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I played...
So it was 11.
I played 8, 7. I played a little bit of 7. Never beat 7. I was too young. I didn't own a console at the time, but I played 8, 10, 12.
Did you play 10 too?
I played a little bit of 10 too. I had it, but like
10 too. Did you ever hear the song at the end of it?
No, I never beat it. I got maybe halfway through it.
I need to send you. Look up 1,000 words. 1,000 words.
I've probably seen it on YouTube somewhere. At one point, I watched all the cinematics of it. Like I just needed to know the end of the story.
1,000 words makes me fucking cry, dude. I never even made it to that part, but I played through all of the first half of that, and all of 10, and it gets me every time. Every time. 1,000 words. Look it up. It's fucking fantastic. Next item, Doom Eternal DLC 2, Ancient Gods Part 2, released recently. It says it was announced, but I know it was released recently because this was like a month and a half ago. I haven't played it yet, but it's on my list. I'm very much looking forward to it.
What are the other 2 games that are free right now? So Final Fantasy, there's one that's
I completely forgot.
Survivor.
Farpoint is a VR game.
Okay, a VR game.
And the PS5 one, I have no idea what it is. Zero idea. And it's called, I can't even pronounce that. Help me out here. Maquette?
Okay.
Maquette? Maquette?
Sure. I don't know.
There's no R. That's what I thought it was, but there's no R. I don't know what it is, but it's that. There will be links for all this shit in the description. The next thing is Bethesda. And
Bethesda being bought by Microsoft.
Yeah, Bethesda. That's a
that
big
went
one.
Through.
Yeah, that also went through. Yeah, it's official, and all of their games are now on Xbox Game Pass, which I want to talk about Game Pass after we talk about Bethesda.
So as a business venture, I think it was a good idea for Xbox to buy out Bethesda.
Do you think they will be on other consoles?
Yeah, I think that part of the game is over. I think that part of the console wars is over.
No, no. Xbox One.
What I mean is
Fuzzy,
like,
please, was that a joke?
Like, there's no good exclusives
I heard
on
it.
Xbox.
No, I did.
Bethesda. They won Bethesda, then they're making it clear they're not giving up Bethesda.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, there's no way the Elder Scrolls isn't going to be on every single thing when it comes out. There's no way Fallout doesn't get released on every single thing when it comes out. No games are going to get locked behind.
Said Bethesda's games will come to platforms where Game Pass is available. Pretty sure those are his exact words. Might be a little bit misquoting him, but that sounds right to me. That PC means
mobile and
that does mean Sony would be cut out of that. Personally, I don't really give a fuck.
Or Sony's
now,
gonna have to deal with it.
I hope Sony folds and is like, yeah, sure, you can have this, but I want like 5% of the profits just for hosting you, just for having the subscription. You're going through my store.
I wonder what was going on within Bethesda that made that deal kind of go through. Because
Xbox has always been Bethesda's favorite. Always. Going back to like Morrowind. Morrowind was released on the original Xbox, not anywhere else.
Yeah, but I guess was Bethesda doing okay as a studio? Like, did it lose money?
I would say Bethesda's doing good. It wasn't.
It was. They agreed to be bought.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they were in trouble per se. That just means, hey, we need better management, and they do. They very much need better management. I love Todd Howard. The man gets too much shit. Honestly, the man's a meme at this point. I still like him, but
the man's a meme.
He's not the only. That goes back to the artist conversation. People throw shit at Todd Howard when it's not his fault the games are bug-riddled messes.
No.
It's everybody on the teams. It's not just him. I'm trying to like.
Yeah, but
it's
but
not
like that's
just
the point of a
him
leader,
that
man. A leader.
I understand, but that just has to be a lot. Is all I'm saying. Like I don't envy the man. The man.
All right, so like the big properties that Bethesda brings over to Xbox, they've already been on Xbox. I just don't think that they're going to be gated off from PlayStation. Like
I think they will.
Same.
They'd be getting
at least the two Bethesda titles you mentioned, Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Unless Sony cuts a deal, I do not see them leaving the Xbox Game Pass sphere. If it's on Game Pass, it'll be on that.
They're making less money if they do that. Like
Game Pass is their idea.
Those games
that's all they care about.
So many copies, physical or otherwise, physical and digital.
That means you'd have to get Game Pass.
I'm not buying an Xbox.
You don't have to. You can get it on PC.
I'm not getting a PC. Like
you can get it on Mac.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure Game Pass works on Mac. Hang on, I have to Google this.
If it did, that'd be incredible. Then sure, then I'll play all of their games on
Game Pass Mac.
Game Pass for iOS.
Sorry, whatever. It knows.
Or
Xbox
no,
Game Pass
OS
on
X,
the App Store.
OS X. Yeah, OS X. That's what it would be.
Install Boot Camp to run Windows 10 on your Mac, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
But it is on the App Store.
It would be amazing.
Hang on, that was from 2019. March 9th, 2021, the sponsored result is Xbox Game Pass on the App Store, Apple, Apple.com. So, I think it is.
Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna sit here on my fancy computer.
I'm just saying, Game Pass is their product now. They don't give a flying shit about the hardware other than it being the best out there. Which it is, as far as I know. Now.
Game controller tester preference.
Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft Corporation. This app is only available on the App Store for iPhone and iPad.
Yeah, it's not an OS X thing. So it doesn't come up on my computer. I mean, I would love it if they made a port for like a Steam kind of thing for just Bethesda games that ran on Macs, but it meant that all the games would run on Macs, then I would have...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Eventually, I see that happening. Way of playing these games.
I see that happening. Xbox is doing what Microsoft does best. Digital
selling
goods.
Software,
digital goods. I'm just gonna label it as digital goods.
Yeah.
Because it's not just software at this point. It's all kinds of shit. They don't care about the hardware. They just want their hardware to be the best hardware out there. That's the only thing they care about. They will shove a $400 price tag on it and sell it at a loss just to sell more Game Pass.
Not won the console wars ultimately. Like the Sony,
for exclusives,
the PS4
yes.
outsold
That's
the
the
Xbox
only
One.
reason people buy a PlayStation console is for exclusives. Sony has won solely based off Days Gone, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man. What's an Xbox game that's not Halo, Gears of War, or anything near the size of what we just said? I'll wait.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Xbox games I would want to play.
Fable, only thing that comes close, and that has been announced. So Microsoft has listened. Hey, Plagues of Sky will only buy an Xbox when Fable is there. Well, you want to know? I don't need it. I have the PC now. I can do it that way. Anyway, yeah, they don't give a fuck about their hardware. So unless Sony says yes, Game Pass will be the only way you'll be able to play Bethesda games or any other Xbox branded games. I don't see them putting it on there. The next thing, you said you looked up Alien Fireteam. Tell me what you thought about that. I haven't actually seen the trailer.
So, I mean, I'm a huge fan of like the Alien IP to begin with. Like anything that has the xenomorph in it, like I'm interested in playing or learning more about. Alien Fireteam, there was like a dev stream of it. Looks like what I'm gonna call like Left 4 Dead, but
Evolved,
with 3 people
yeah.
and aliens. Like, it's cooperative 3-person tactical teams. So like there's classes of characters like heavies, a heavy demolisher or whatever, all-arounders, normal marines, and you go on kind of, I don't know, you're fighting off hordes of aliens, it looks like.
In my Discord, there is several pictures. Sadly, I can't show them. That changes tomorrow. They all look very unique. Like, very distinguishable.
Like, you're fighting off hordes of aliens.
The ones in the movies.
And from the stream, they said that there are about 20 different alien types. There's 4 campaigns, with each has about 4 missions in it. And nice. They like utilize different. So it seems like there's a good amount of content there. The gameplay, from what I saw, I'll have to like. I think a lot of that kind of stuff is based around. Yeah, like I enjoyed playing Left 4 Dead, but I would not have like been excited of
trailers or for movies.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
really
would. I
mad
would.
demos aren't really a thing anymore. But that's a different topic.
But I think it looks pretty exciting. I, there was that terrible game, that disaster of a game they launched like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, Colonial
Evolve,
Marines.
as well as Colonial Marines, is what you're talking about.
And
But
I actually
Evolve
think
is
that the
similar to
fate the
this.
fate of that was actually tied a little bit to the fate of Borderlands. I think that the studios that were working on those games like gave up certain things
Gearbox.
to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gearbox, was supposed to.
Gearbox is fucking trash. I seriously despise Randy Pitchford. I hate the guy. He's terrible.
But I don't know. I'm excited for it to come out. Obviously, games like that come out. I look for the reviews, and then I either decide to buy it and play it, or I will just watch a playthrough so I get all the details of the story. But I do care enough to watch a playthrough of a game like that.
Good to know.
At least he cares.
Yeah, I just want to see what's going to happen to these characters in this. I love all the details of that universe, and what I'd really love, especially after playing Dying Light this week, is I want a Dying Light Alien Isolation style game. I want to go. I love Alien Isolation, where you're scared and it's survival, but at least I could kill. I would love to be able to kill the alien, which you can't do in Alien Isolation, unfortunately.
You can scare it, which I think should be as far as you go in a survival game. You shouldn't be able to kill an alien in that survival game. That kind of invalidates unless the aliens progressively get more and more meaner.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I'd rather it scale up with you.
But then again, there's only one of you, and that's.
Yeah, who knows? I just like that setting. The property looks interesting, and my favorite Alien game was actually the first game I ever played online. It was Alien vs. Predator 2. It was a first-person game with 3 campaigns: one with the Marines, one with the Alien, one with the Predator, and it's all about the atmosphere with those games and the storytelling about the locations, and yeah, I'm excited for this, but I hope it's, or no, I'm not excited for this. I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope it's good. I don't know how much I feel about a kind of guns blazing style Alien game, but c'est la vie. The aliens do look. Yeah. These pictures are cool, though.
Yeah, they're in my Discord. If anyone cares about that, I will show that right now. And that's actually it. That's all of the topics on
the
board.
Things?
I think so. I'm looking through it one more time. Days Gone's coming to PC along with some other PlayStation games. So even PlayStation's hey, you want some games? Sure.
Yeah, I think I really think we're kind of beyond that in the
Sony's
console wars, man.
Just now, a year ago, has started to do this. Very recently. And it's kind of the same thing with the Sony and Disney, Spider-Man shit.
Yeah.
That's some shaky ground. It
is. It's complicated.
It goes back to the patents and everything else we talked about.
Yeah, it's just different people own things in different ways. It's crazy to think that somebody owned that 20 years ago, 25 years ago, someone looked at Spider-Man and said, "We just want this. We don't want any of the we don't want any other Marvel property, just Spider-Man. We just think that's the only one we want." Because there hadn't been any
Sony's
MCU stuff done.
Now.
You know? No, Sony does okay.
No, PlayStation does okay. Sony is bleeding money, as far as I know. PlayStation's the only thing keeping them afloat, as far as I know.
So,
PlayStation is their bread and butter now. It is their only
effectively
biggest product.
Sony owns a ton of music. They make tons of movies. They own, I think they
yeah,
own
and
Paramount.
PlayStation eclipses all of them by a lot.
Okay, so we were talking about console wars a lot today. So
Yeah.
new gen, PS5, Xbox, Switch. What are your thoughts? Which one do you think is taking it? Because right now Xbox has been stepping up their game. PS5 seems to just be trying to coast, and
I want
the
you to
Nintendo
ask me
just
this question again next year after I played Horizon 2. That's coming out this year, by the way.
I mean, I'm gonna buy a PS5 at some point, and
Same.
for me, the thing that I care most about, to be honest, at this point, is just the quality. Like, I'm excited about the quality of life upgrades of just having like a smoother, better gaming experience. To be fully honest, it's like I want 60 frames per second. I want at least full HD, if not a little bit more, and I want like this hardware's 6 years old, 10 years old for some people. Like it's ancient.
Yeah.
Red Dead still looks fucking amazing on it, though.
Yeah, Red Dead still looks really good.
I'm sorry, it's the law. We have to compliment Red Dead every time we play it visually.
Yeah. I like right now that my coat, my hair, and my horse's hair all kind of match. I haven't played this game in a while though.
Same.
But yeah, I'm gonna get a
way.
PlayStation. I also like I said, I admire Sony hardware all around. Like, I think all of the stuff that I've ever owned that was physically a Sony product, whether it was a CD player, a PlayStation, cameras, they all they work exceptionally well. I think I just think they're good things.
They make good products.
Every piece of Microsoft stuff I've ever owned has been terrible.
I had three Xbox consoles break on me before I got my
first PS3. I had a Microsoft phone that was terrible.
Oh god, their phones were fucking terrible. My sister used to have one.
And they not only were they it was weird because they'd be okay on paper, and then you'd be like, why doesn't it just work? And before you knew it, I'm troubleshooting every single thing I've ever owned from Microsoft.
I liked their UI design for Windows 8. I'm a horrible person, I know, but I liked it.
Really?
Is
you
it
Windows 8 over 7?
No, 7 was better. I'm just saying. I like 8
I actually
too.
prefer Windows 10. If I'm being honest. I'd like.
I've never been on a Windows 10 machine. I've never seen it.
Really?
I've been on Mac for the last 10 years now.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
Same. Don't spit at me.
I just fell down a gully and I died. Yeah. Take that, Fuzzy. I love thinking about what the best spit sound is. It's like, or. That's. Yeah.
I spit on you.
Stardew Valley be like.
I know one thing we didn't talk about is Stardew Valley. Got 1.5 update since the last.
Last port.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Minecraft is going to be getting its Caves and Cliffs update sometime this year.
Yeah, okay. I'll believe that when I see it.
No, it's announced. They've gotten everything finished effectively.
Okay. I want to host a Minecraft server eventually.
Dude, this Minecraft update is it's gonna rework the entire game. It's gonna be big. But yeah, that's something to look into. Caves and Cliffs update is insane right now. Anyways, yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Same.
Tomorrow I might be here. I might not. My PC will be here tomorrow. I might stream, me setting up everything. I don't know.
Do you have a capture card?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It came 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it'd be great to see a capture card test, see you switch between a game or something.
Oh, I'd love to show you.
Yeah, we could do it. You could do a day where you just you stream your test, and it's just people trying to help you. Tell you
I'm
what they
sure
see.
I could talk to some of the other streamers that I know and get them to help me if I needed it. or V
Well,
or
plus you got all
Streamlabs Discord or
those
whatever.
people in like Nug's community have helped you out
God,
here.
yes.
Like
No,
maybe
if I ask Nug to help me set up OBS, I think he would say yes. I guarantee
Most
you he
likely.
would say yes.
How the hell did you and
Or
Nug
if
even
I
do any
ask
of
like
this?
Big C or anyone that streamed in that community, Christy, like Mistress Rachel, anyone like that, I'm sure they'd say yes. It would have to be on like their time, not mine. Like it couldn't be immediately, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
if I'm sure they would help me if I needed it. And I'm so happy I can say that.
Well, it's exciting to have the prospect of the new streaming format on the horizon. All those changes.
I can't wait to have my own custom overlays. Right now, I'm using like someone else's designs and just random stuff.
I know right now you're just looking at it for streaming, but what are your plans like later on? You get more used to having a PC. Are you
just
gonna
start mining Ethereum?
He made a joke about crypto.
You're just gonna be mining
I am aware.
Ethereum.
I am aware.
But yeah,
I personally don't understand Bitcoin or anything like that. Like, I'm at like the learning stage of what AMD is. So, yeah.
Just
Don't
like
talk
the
to me
company?
about. Yeah, the company, Dad.
Yeah, it's okay. I hear you.
I didn't even pick the fucking computer that I got. I asked my friend that knew someone and was like, "Yeah, I want this one." Sure.
Yeah, so no, you told me what your specs were. It sounded like you were getting like the best starting PC you could get right now.
For $1,000, yeah.
Like a solid.
I feel like I got a good deal considering the prices at the time.
But yeah, what's aside from streaming, like, what are your goals though? Like, are you gonna get into animation? Like,
I want to learn Photoshop.
I can teach you Photoshop.
Photoshop's an easy one.
I can teach you anything.
Fuck you, Fuzzy. No, it's not. Photoshop is the devil.
What? What?
Maybe it's just it runs terrible on my computer currently. Like, literally, it takes it 15 minutes to boot up.
Yeah, dude, Photoshop was like the easiest fucking
just
thing
to boot
when
up.
I took my
That's
tech
not to like
classes.
load into an image or anything. That's just to boot up and to start a new document. 15 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
not
all
bad.
I want this PC to do. I want it to be a step up from the PS4 and an even further step up from the current PC.
Ugh, yeah, and you're gonna stop doing your editing on your PS4.
God, yes.
Please.
I am so sick of Share Factory. That might be the biggest
You should just download like DaVinci Resolve. It's free and it's like a
fuck
solid
that.
editor.
I have all of the Adobe products.
Yeah, but like if sure, but if you struggle with the licensing there, you can always get.
We were talking about Johnny Depp
DaVinci
earlier.
Resolve.
Yeah, we were doing that.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to like re-download OBS, Streamlabs. I mean not Streamlabs, Stream Raiders. I'm gonna have to transfer all my shit from this one to the current one.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the most efficient way to do that.
Do you have?
I have a
you
2
should have some way
terabyte
of backing up
external.
your PC.
Yeah. It should be pretty easy.
How?
Just back up your PC off the old one. Just back up the files, and
There's like you should be able to Google it, and most of them come with like a piece of software now that'll just say like, oh, do you want to run this for starting a new computer, and it'll let you. Like it'll like back up everything, and then when you plug it, you get your new computer. It'll usually say like, "Do you want to back up? Do you want to,
I'll do
load
that when
in?"
I get off, because I'm getting this thing out of here tonight, and when it gets here in the morning, I'm gonna plug in the new one immediately. Like it'll be here waiting.
Yeah, there should be like a quick. I do a quick Google search or whatever search of like copying PC, and it's gonna be. It should be very simple. They almost always have a piece of software that's
I didn't
built
think
into
it'd be
the...
difficult. I just
Like you're running Windows 10, right?
I think so, yeah.
Like if you're running Windows 10 on that machine, there has to be a Time Machine equivalent because I've been running Time Machine for nearly 10 years on my computers.
No idea what that is.
Wow. Okay. Fuck. Okay.
Time Machine on Mac
take me
is
back
just
to
a...
2011 so I can invest in Bitcoin.
Oh no, it like what
It's
it
not how
does
time
is
travel works.
it takes a
Fuck you.
snapshot of every change I make to my hard drive whenever I tell it to take that snapshot. So I say every 2 weeks it looks at anything that's changed and it makes a copy of the computer in that moment. And it doesn't copy everything every time. It only copies the changes. But then I can open up Time Machine and say, okay, show me what my desktop looked like on June 12th, 2012.
Okay,
and it'll show
is
me
there a
what those
way to
things were.
only take like some of the things on the
Like, yeah,
likely.
but then you got to do it like a la carte. And you would go in and you would be like, okay, I want like. But then what I would tell you to do is like, well, it's just if you're gonna do it that way, just make a folder of your most important things
The
and drag
way
them
you.
over.
Yeah, I
the
was
way
wanting
you-
to do it like manually because I don't want everything. There's like thousands of pictures on here that I don't
Just
fucking care
never need
about.
to see the light of day.
Yes.
No,
The
they're not
5
mine.
gigab- Hold
No,
on,
they're
hold on.
fucking not
The 5
mine.
gigabyte homework. The 5 gigabyte homework folder.
You all download that? You all download your homework?
Is the idea that it's porn? Is that the idea that
I
the
guess.
joke?
Yes.
Wow. No, Dad is
None
the
of us
classy
went to-
taxes guy. He is
The classy
taxes.
taxes.
Yeah.
Taxes.
Your folder is just called taxes. No one ever clicks
No,
that.
I have folders all over my desktop called taxes. I also like just
Exactly.
don't need to like actually keep pornography on a machine anymore. It's 2021.
That's kind of the joke that it just made.
Oh well. Are we good? We're good.
Yeah.
Are we?
I've
Yeah,
been
we're
fucking
done.
trying to end it for like the last 10 minutes and he just kept talking.
All right, I'm gonna shut up.
Not you, him. You both. Me,
Yeah, you
I
sign.
don't know.
You do your,
Both
you
of
do
you.
you do the sign off.
All of us.
Yeah. When's the last time we did this? When's the first time?
A month and a half.
January.
About a month. Month and a half.
Month and a half. A while. Oh, wait,
I'm
we're back.
scrolling all the way back. I'm scrolling all the way back. The first episode was on 1/24/2021. Missed
It's been
it
2
by
months.
3 days.
Damn.
Yeah. So bi-monthly or not bi-monthly.
Just bi.
That's 2 months. That's we'll be back
We'll figure it out.
when we're back. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Bye bye.